Hello and welcome. So this session we are going to start with the basic of HTML. So last time we discussed about the basic HTML structure and what are the basic things which we can work on. So as of now, if you can see, like there is a doc type which is HTML. So this document is basically in HTML, and this markup which we are going to use, like there is a section divided into that. First one comes like heading, and I mean the head section which contain the header part of your HTML doc, and then the second part is called body, which contain the information related to your the page and what it could be. And let's understand what the basic thing which contain head and body. So in the head, if you see, there is one thing called meta. Meta is a extra information which contain and which also helps browser to maintain the few things, just like you can see here the char set is basically UTF-8. Okay, so this is going to support the basic standard English language and the universal text format, which helps to identify the coding part. And then there is a name, viewport, viewport for your screen and how it is going to look like, and accordingly there is a content width which provide the width of your device currently what you are using. If you are using laptop or laptop devices or PC devices and even mobile devices, so this is going to be scale based on your device width. Then there is an initial scale 1.0 that is default, which we are going to use, and it will automatically adjust based on your scaling of your device. So let's suppose you are working in a mobile Chrome, and I mean you are viewing this page in mobile Chrome, then it will display highest possible view. Okay, so similar to the other part of the meta and title. So if you see the title, which we have just kept like basic HTML with WCWM, so this will appear on your browser. So if I switch to this, then you can see here HTML with WCWM. So this is very good example with the thing, like whenever you are creating a page or particular document, so that document should have a particular name, so that will appear when someone visiting that page or particular document. So similarly you can see, if I navigate to this YouTube video, so you can see write code with me and hyphen YouTube. So similarly this text gets changed, and based on the login, based on the document. Now if I just keep as it is like a standard YouTube, so it will be all along with if you visit some other page or if you are in current page. So if I click on this, so you can see that this text got updated. Okay, so this text is getting updated based on what you have written in your title. So similarly here currently we have a static title, and then we can update this title based on if you are working with the dynamic things. Let's suppose you are working with a React, if you're working with the jQuery, if you're working with some other framework like Angular, so similarly those can be changed. So this is title part. Now let's start with working with little bit styling and how you can understand other part of the tag which helps to identify things and connect with other things. Let's suppose there is a, if you there is a thing which is called CSS, and that CSS you can connect in your HTML part with the help of header section. There are many way, but the standard way which I'll try to help you to understand that is called link. So if I start with link, so it comes two things, two attribute. First of all, first attribute is called rel, and then next one is href. So href, it is going to reference your document or file or URL, something which you would like to say. And similarly the rel is what kind of is relationship it is and what is related to it. So currently we are relating to this style sheet, and the style sheet we are going to connect with that. So it will be our root directory of styles.css. So let's create this style.css. So this is another document and this is another document, and this document got connected with this one. Okay, so if I, let's suppose if I change something, so I'll explain on the all the CSS part later, but as of now I'm just demonstrating whether it's connected or not. So let's suppose if I give you a different body background color. So if I say background color, and let's start with identifying whether it's working or not. So aqua, and just save the changes, and I have not done anything else. So I have just added this URL, I mean this link, and now if you see the piece, it is got changed. How it is working, the basic thing is that, like, I have connected my head section of the page, and that head section can be controlled by these CSS only for styling. The styling means, like, you can change the body color, you can change the styling, you can change the font, you can change the sizing. So doc type by default comes with the default styling and their specific sizing. So if you see, if I have used here the heading tag, which is h2, so this h2 contains the default styling. And if I go here and if I try to do something called, let's remove the margin, I'll remove a margin and padding. I'll explain what these means, but as of now just consider the margin which comes to outer the thing, I mean where you can push and pull your document area or the section of content, and padding which pushes to insider, so that is called padding. So we'll discuss more about it later, but as of now I'm just removing their margin and padding default. So if I save these changes, you can see it's not having that kind of information. Okay, and it is removed by the margin and padding. And if I look at to that, so let's inspect that, and if I looked into this body section, so the thing which we have applied like margin and padding, which is 0. And if I go to the h2 part, so it is containing, so you can see user agent style sheet, so which is comes with the default styling with your browser. Okay, so this is how it is. So if I just go and modify this something like greater than star, and now if I see, you can see the margin, padding and everything got removed, but even you can see the background is also. So I'm not just focusing on body, I'm focusing on to the element which contains the body. So I don't want do that, I just want body and things to be remain as it is. And if I want h2 to be like remove the margin and padding, so we can do the same thing, margin 0 and padding 0. So let's save this, and now you can see it is coming with the style. Now if you'd like to understand what is going on with this thing, so you can just open this head section and understand what it is. So this is connected to your document, and that style sheet is working with your doc. So whatever color thing you'd like to apply, you can do that. So if I go here and if I try to change some color, so you can directly do that. So but remember this, these changes direct from the browser, it will not persistent, it will change if you refresh your browser. So let's suppose this is the color, and if I refresh this, so it will just remove because it is not persistent. If you want keep different color, or if you want whatever changes you would like to keep as it is, so you can come over here and change it. Okay, so this is how it is. And if we start with the other section of the styling of the document now, so most of the thing like in HTML is called element, and every element has their special meaning. An element is just like example wise, if I say my element. Okay, so this is an element, and here it can be anything like this is custom element. So this is the custom element, but thing it is not understood by the browser because it's not a standard, but we have declared this. So what does it mean? If I save these changes, will it be available? So you can see this is a custom element, the content is there, but what does it mean this by element? If I navigate and try to understand what is going on, so you can see my element is there, but there is a no styling, there is a no meaning. So that's why it is a custom. But I recommend you, if you are trying to create element which is going to be custom, you can do this thing with the help of React, or you can do in Vue, or you can do with other programming way like even Angular. So I'm just trying to help you to identify or understand what is element. So element can be anything. And the recommendation part is writing element should be in lowercase. It's not a case sensitive, but still if you keep that thing in lowercase, so that will be very easy to understand and easy to maintain. And if you are creating a custom, so you can just put in some way like element, something like this. And every element can contain few things like attribute. So attribute basically, let's suppose I'm containing a data or something like called style. So style is again a key pair value it can take. So similarly, if I would like to give some styling to my s2 part, so there is a thing called style. So this styling called inline style. So if I say I would like to give the font size, and I'll keep as a X large, which is the default size of it. So if I save the changes, you can see X large is applied. Okay, and similarly if I would like to modify this, so you can see the changes which is visible on the screen. Okay, so this is how you can work with the attributes, and there are many attributes. You can apply many things with that. Let's suppose I'm working with the image tag. So image tags comes with a minimum two things. I mean, you should always use the src part, which is the thing like where you can connect with your image, whether it's local or whether it's network URL. Let's suppose if I would like to go with the network URL, and if I try to unsplashed and some images I would like to connect with here with the network image, and let's go with this one, and I'll open with a new tab. I'll copy this URL, and here I just pasted the image URL. And if you have image URL, similarly you should always keep your alternate text if image is not there, and what it should be appear, I mean what it should look like, and the text has to be very meaningful, because alt tag helps you to identify the crawler like Google search and all. So that image, what that image is, and how, what does it mean, so that's the alternate text for it. So if I go this is, and we can say just unsplashed image. Okay, so this is it. So if I navigate to browser, so you can see this image is there, but the size of image is very high, and you can see it is taking full width of our screen. So what you can do, you can style this. So styling there comes with the many things like attribute, as I said. So there is comes with the height. Let's suppose I would like to give height 400, and if I go for the width, and similarly if you have height, so it will try to keep the ratio, aspect ratio, with the based on the height. If I save as of now, if you see the height, based on height, this image is got, little more precise with the smallest size, but the image actual size is bigger. But what we have done, we have just kept as small as possible. And if I similarly go with the width, it will act similar way. Width, let's suppose if I give it to 400, and if I save this, so now I'm maintaining this image based on the width, so I'm not maintaining height. Okay, so the height and width, two different things. So I'm maintaining this width. And let's suppose if I would like to maintain height and width, both the things. So let's suppose width 400 and height is 400. Then your image will try to push it both the boundaries. So 400 of width and 400 of height. So similarly, you can see the height is also maintained, the width is all, but image is getting stretched out. Okay, so we'll talk about later how you can attach to background image, how can attach to multiple cool styling, and how it can look professionally with the designing part. But we are understanding the basic and core feature or core concept of HTML and their tag, their attributes and all. Okay, so this is just a basic thing, so you can connect with your style sheet and you can start writing code with your body part. So just let's recap to understand what we have learned so far. We have learned how to create a HTML5 document with this little syntax is a not doc type dot html and then HTML tag, which is currently we are using English language, and then there is a comes to the head section, there comes to the body section, and the closing of every element. We start with the like head, body, h1 tag, h2 tag, and similarly. So these are the basics. So what we have done, understood like meta tag, title, link, basic h1 heading styling and image, and what are the inline styling, what are the width and height, which is called property, or you can say attribute. So this is for today, and thank you for watching. We'll keep you updated, and I'll keep posting everything on YouTube. So you guys have to just keep watching and keep subscribing. So just keep subscribe and just push to the bell notification, and if any changes will come, then immediately you will get to notify. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.